Perfect. Hello, ladies. How are you feeling today? I'm going to read some of the intentions for today as we begin. What are some of the words? So, my word for today is devotion, commitment, prosperity, manifestation, chosen. I love it. I love it. I love it. Perfect. Okay. So, this is exciting. So today we are going to be talking about you, about your business, and about sales. And this is going to impact all of these pieces together, come together actually to impact the way that you sell, the way that you allow more in, the the speed and the volume of your business and how it gets to grow. So I'm super excited to go into it. Before we go into it, I just wanted to share a little bit about some of the things that we've been talking so far. Who is in for the membership, by the way? I want to celebrate you, ladies. If you're in for the membership, let me know. I am super excited to welcome all of you. And today is the last day to, actually, not tomorrow will be the last day to join for the 6-month promotion inside of Legacy. So that's that, which I'm super excited. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you're in watching the replay. And anyway, so we're going to be talking a little bit about aligned towards the end and in the middle. And then we're also going to be talking about the membership a little bit throughout. But I just want, like, I have so many things that I want to cover today that I want to go right into it. So let's see. Hi, Damari. How are you? No window. So did you go over? Hi, Kendra. Hi, Lelia. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello. Did you go over the homework? Like, have you moved through the homework of what is your story? What are you here to create nowadays? And the difference between, where you were before, where you are now, like how is it feeling or how are you feeling in regards to our talk around your story? Let's do a little check in there. Hi, hi. Yes, it was super emotional to do it. Yes, it's a big one. It's a big one. I definitely do not recommend skipping it. I recommend going over it, sitting down, and noticing in the past what has been the lens that I have seen myself through in terms of the story that have allowed so far myself to be a part of, and then to claim a new story. So it's a very powerful exercise, very, very powerful exercise. Hello, Melissa. Welcome, welcome. Not yet. I want to dive deep tonight. The purpose part stayed with me. Oh, I love that. I haven't done it yet, but we'll do it ASAP. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Okay. So, what I was saying is today we're going to be talking about you in the business itself, and also sales. Today it's going to be really like a training of a lot of things that you can implement, that you can take a look at, that you can see, refine, and you can continue to come back because as we grow, these things that I'm going to share with you today are going to be part of your evolution, of your growth of your business. We're always kind of coming back and forth refining these pieces that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And it's going to be really, really, really fun. So, one of the things is so far, today is the last day to get inside of Aligned if you want the 90-minute deep dive session, which I'm going to be sharing a little bit more into what we cover throughout this class today. But Align is really for those of you who are ready for 6 figures and multiple 6 figures and to do it your way, to succeed your way, and to expand your capacity to receive through getting rid of limiting beliefs, getting rid of wonky relationship with money, getting rid of, anything that tells you that you're not a match for everything that you are actually a match for. So this is high support high level of mentorship for you to get to where you want to go in the way that you want to do it through alignment. So you also, when you get to aligned in the mastermind, you right away, we welcomed a lady yesterday, you right away get into the programs that will support you with refining your skills as a channel, refining your skills as a mentor, your leadership skills, mastering manifestation, mastering the art of energetics and business, your business in general. Like there's so much support when you come into aligned in order to get you to where you want to go, because we're going to get you to six figures and multiple six figures. We're going to get you to allow yourself to receive more with ease, because with this kind of support and this kind of clarity, you become unstoppable. That's the kind of support that I have for you inside of aligned. So I'm really excited to welcome you in. And also, we're welcoming some ladies into the membership. Oh my gosh. And this membership is like an endless stream of aha moments, healing. So if you're not ready for Align, but you want to play, you want to be in it, you want to create a life that is based on, your soul, your human, the magic, living in divine alignment and doing the things that you really, really want to do, and being in a community that is alive, that is open, that is always healing, always transforming, always evolving. This like stream of inspiration that never ends, that supports you and always every single day stepping into all that you are capable of being and doing, into abundance, into love, into magic. This is the place to be. And we begin with Money Decoded on Friday. So that's going to be super excited. So who's in so I can celebrate you? I know some of you are already in. I don't see you ladies here yet, but if you are coming into the membership, let me know, because I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate you. And the option for 6 months, for 67 a month, which is insane, and tomorrow, by the way. So okay. I was at work and missed the call, starting reviewing, but this call started, so I will review ASAP. Looking forward to it. I love it. Oh, it's better that you're here live. Perfect. So one word of how you're feeling right now, and then we get started. One word. Drop one word of the way that you're feeling right now in this moment as we start. One word. Let's go. I see all of you. Okay. Hopeful, inspired, grief, power, overwhelm. We talked about that yesterday, right? Because the universe bringing you more. The universe bringing in more. And these are the power moments where I say you've got to stay active. Of, do you say no thank you, or do you say let me figure this out? Yeah, let me get the support, let me get the clarity, let me get what I need in order to move through this with the most grace that I can possibly have. Because here's the thing I said yesterday, where I said we got to become bigger than our problems. And what I mean by that is like to raise our frequency, so that we don't need the problems or the overwhelm as a reaction of what's going on. And we're like, but it's like, how can I step back? Remember that I'm bigger than any problem. Remember that I have creativity, intelligence, a channel of divine guidance that always tells me the way and shows me the way. Like, how can I raise above what's going on and decide how I want to act in this moment? There's always that choice. And that choice over and over again is what allows us to be a match for more as we choose it. So it's not just like, okay, I'm dealing great with overwhelm. It's like, I'm doing that. And at the same time, I'm leaning in. At the same time, I'm having the support. I'm having the mentor. I'm making the moves. I'm sharing the offers. I'm selling the thing. I'm working on the business. Like all of those things combine, compound energy, and we create freaking magic. So let's get in. The first thing that I want to talk about today in businesses, for some of you ladies, I know most of you already have businesses. So I want to know, in your business, what is your desire right now? So what kind of business do you have? Let me know what you're about. What's your, to have a business on? And then, are you towards six figures, towards multiple six figures? Like, what is your, and the thing is, like, sometimes, for me, for example, it was like, I wasn't like, oh, I want to go to six figures. I'm like, I just want to grow this business. Like, I want to create and build an incredible, impactful coaching business based on who I am and do it my way. So that could also be where you want to go. And that's great. That's absolutely great. But then what we do is that we put ourselves on the other end of that. So I'm always, when I'm making moves in my business, I'm asking myself, is this in accordance and in alignment to the best coaching business that I could ever have and I could ever create? So I'm always moving from that quantum projection of on the other side of 10K months, or on the other side of 50K months, or on the other side of an incredible coaching business, or on the other side of a legacy. Like I'm always on the other side of that thing that I want to create, and that thing that I am already a match for, that already claiming in as part of myself. And that's one of the biggest things. So the first thing that I want to talk to you today, we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about you as a CEO, your business model, your business structure, and then we're going to talk about sales and the energetics of sales. So it's going to be a really juicy training. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is you. And a lot of the times when my clients come to me, they are either in two spots. They're either too much in the masculine, that they're almost like burning out because they're just trying to do all the things, and they've just been like boom, 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 and then there's no space for them. Or they are on the other end, which is like all into the feminine, like just kind of flowing with the flow and winging things, and it's just like I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I need structure. I need a schedule. I need some kind of content or some kind of container that supports this flow of this feminine essence that I am. So it's either one of those, but either the woman that comes to me because of the essence that they feel, the way that I lead my business, the feminine essence, the ease, the flow, the magic, the connection. Either you're in that space where you're like, I need a little bit of flow, and I'm too rigid, or I am in too much of a flow and I actually need maybe perhaps a little bit of more structure. Either way, it's a structural problem, or either way, it's something to look at into like, how am I actually setting myself up for success? Like, how am I actually, allowing myself a container that supports my growth, my evolution? So we can always go too much on either way. So it's like, notice where you are in the spectrum of this and then come back to something that works for you. But let's review a little bit of this. So in the structure of the business, I always ask myself, and because we have an online business, sometimes it's hard to be like, okay, but what is actually like my task today? So a lot of the times, just because we are our own boss, it's easy to like maybe not do things or do too many things. So we've got to always come back to the masculine essence and the masculine structure of, the more we actually create systems and structures, and we have a guideline that supports us, and we can flow through that guideline and through that structure. So the first thing that I want you to look at is, so I don't see any of you ladies telling me what your business is about. So maybe you want to drop that in the comments, so I have an idea of the business that you have and what you're running and all the things. Okay. So the first thing is understanding, okay, what are the priorities in my business? Like for me, I think my business really, really shifted. First of all, when I invested a year and I said, okay, I'm in this for reals. So then what is that going to look like? What are my priorities? And every single day in my business, like my priorities are two things: is make sure that we are selling, and then making sure that my clients are supported. So in the selling piece, it can be as passive or as active. So for me, selling every day could be going into Telegram, sharing a little bit of my story, and then selling on the back end. It could be going on Instagram and sharing a story and interacting with my audience. It could be posting, on any platform, on Facebook or on Instagram. It can also be a scheduled emails that I scheduled to go out throughout the week. So there's many ways in which I can sell, so it doesn't feel so still, it doesn't feel so rigid. There's always different ways to show up, and that's like just the front end, but also aligned to spirituality. I'm a spiritual mentor, an intuitive astrologer. Love that. Great. So where are you focused on right now within the business? I'm a doula and childbirth education, both in person and online, but would love to streamline things, especially with my education program or coaching. that is long distance. Okay, we're going to go into that. So then what you need is to understand what are your priorities every day. So my priority every day is to understand that I'm selling. So again, I could do that in the front end, which is posting in all my platforms, going into a video, going into a audio in my community, scheduling emails, making a post, or it can be in the back end, because the more I have conversations with my clients, I have a streamlined back end system that is an ascension model. We're going to talk about that. What is your business model? So my people, like, I'm constantly having conversations with my people that want to upgrade within the upgrade. So for example, yesterday, people that were in Money Decoded are going to upgrade into the membership, so forth and so on. There's people that are in the membership that go into Align. There's people that are in Align, they go into private mentorship, or people that go from private mentorship back into Align. Like, there's always a flow of people moving around in my business. So the selling is not always like you see me selling every single day on social media. There's days that you don't see me selling, and I have 10K weeks or 20K weeks, because my clients either upgrade or downgrade, but they continue to move in our world. So those are also sales that I do you know, throughout the week. So the priority in our business is to know, like, where are we within the sale process, and how is the business showing up to sale, whether it's a scheduled emails or a scheduled posts that go out, or it's actively you talking to your clients and posting the things. And the other priority is the clients, right? So like, I make sure that my clients journey is incredible, that I'm there for them, that I have time for them, that I'm creating that space for my clients. So those are like two big priorities for me. And so based on that, like, I know that that is the priorities of my business every single day. Then I go back to the structure. So throughout the week, I have a plan every single day that I think I had this structure for the last 2 years or so, and I love it, and I just kind of stick to it, and it's my schedule, the schedule that I created myself as a boss. So you can do the same for yourself if you want to. And is For me, I'm just gonna give you my skeleton so you can kind of move, and if you like it, you can copy it. If you like it, you can copy it and then tweak it, or anyway, you can do whatever works for you in your business in this moment. And this can be applied to somebody that is just starting, to somebody that is actually already having a lot and wants to maybe adjust the way in which they show up to the business and they distribute the tasks throughout the week. So on Mondays is DA world. Like, on Mondays, we have the DA team meeting every single Monday. So on Mondays, I'm really focused on, like, okay, what are we promoting? What are we focusing on? What are we refining? I look into the back end of the business, the systems. I have the team meeting where we kind of, mastermind about things that are coming in and things that are going on. And I also do the back end of maybe things that I needed to create for my clients, or check for my clients, or do for my things. So on Monday, I am not so much on social media. I am not so much like in the business, like out in the business, but I'm inside of the business doing the things that need to be done to set up for the week. That's Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are the client calls. So all my client calls are scheduled within Tuesday to Thursdays. Those are also the days that I am sharing and doing trainings and doing things. I'm like really alive in the business, creating the content, talking to my clients, doing the calls. Like, it's a really alive, 3 days. And then on Fridays is my money day and my podcast recording and creation. So on Fridays, I usually do podcast recordings or training recordings or anything creative. Right now we're working on some gear with our logo. I'm super excited for the things that we have in the back. Valentina and I are working on new projects as well. So Fridays are where I actually allow myself to, like, okay, so what are the creative projects that we're looking at? What do we need to look at that? And then money. So I look at my finances, I look at the accounts for the business, the taxes, all of the things that have to do with money and the money circulating throughout. I go in and putting all the sales that came in for the week, so that the numbers for the business are on track, and make sure that all the sales are coming in and all the things are good. So that's Friday. How is this landing? Let me see. Laura says, my business is in the coaching and mentoring to help women cultivating their self-worth and embodying in every aspect of their life. I pivot a lot during my business journey, and I was super in the masculine before, doing without intention and grace. Just shut down. Then I was too much in the feminine. Yep, it tends to happen. My account has been hacked. Now I give another rebirth in my business with a total new identity. and rebranding, and I am focused on having impact and follow my creative inspiration and urges, just being who I am and share stories super in the flow. Yeah, love that. Love that. The thing about being super in the flow is that if we want to be super in the flow, we've got to have some systems set up. That's imperative. Otherwise, we're too much in the flow. And it's like, what do I do? Like, where do I begin? What am I teaching? What am I sharing? What am I offering? What's my marketing plan? What's my business model? All those things we're going to go over today. Sexual and spiritual health for high achieving women. I love that. Yes, offer flow. Upgrades, love that. Building client trust. Need a structure or plan and don't have back end focus. Okay. So, by the way, all the things that I'm sharing with you today about all of these things are like the 20% that we talked about yesterday. If you haven't watched the replay, the 20% is a strategy, right? And when we have the strategies set and we add on energetics, which is 80% of the stuff, we boom. So all of this 20% is the stuff that I help you do inside of Aligned. I help you refine this 20% of the things that I'm going to talk to you about today. And in Align, actually, we're going to have a training on sales and business models next month. That's going to be in depth. If you want to be on that, that's included in Align. And also, I have, if you want to move through all of these things together and you actually want me to look at your business, look at your business model, look at your pricing, look at your structure, look at all those things, I have a 90-minute intensive where we just go dive right into this. And then for that 90-minute intensive, I'm going to send you a form where you're going to fill in all these things so that when we come into the 90-minute intensive, I already know what's up and we already can get to things and have you clear with a plan, with a structure, with a pricing, with all the things so that you feel really good in your business. So that's that if you want it. If you want to come and see me one-on-one, or if you are ready to come into Align, we do this work inside of Align next month in a training that I'm doing for all the ladies in there. Okay, so that's you as a CEO. Like, the moment you know how you're structuring yourself, like, okay, this is my week as a CEO, this is how I show up. Whether you have a team or don't have a team yet, it's super important that you know every single day how you are structuring yourself, right? And you can be as rigid with this or as flowy with this, but what I like to do is something that gives me like a skeleton so I can flow within the skeleton. So I don't have like, I wake up and I do 5 sit-ups and then I go running and then I eat, and then like that doesn't really work for me. But when I know what's a theme of the day, then I thrive within the theme of the day. And then I know that if anything goes, like if I really just don't know what to do, I have 2 priorities. I sell and then I take care of my clients. So those are the 2 things. If everything goes, then I just really don't know what to do. These are the 2 things that are important for me. Those are the priorities of the business. Okay. How's that feeling so far? How is that feeling so far? Was this helpful, ladies, so far? Was this helpful so far? Yes, love it. Perfect. Amazing. Yes, yes. Okay, so let's go. So that's the first thing, and that's you as the CEO. There's so much more into this, but I'm just getting the things that you need to know and you need to implement in order for more sales to flow, more ease to flow, more volume and more speed inside of your business. Okay, in the business, it's important that you know inside of the business why people buy, why people buy. And I'm sharing this with you with somebody that is like obsessed with sales almost. I mean, not that I had any background when I started this business, because I shared the other day that like I really created my first 6 figures without having any business background, and my second, multiple 6 figure year where I just basically like had a mindset coach and energetic coach and just went with it. But the more and more and more I'm in business, now we're going towards our 4th year in business, like I'm really interested in sales psychology, in how it works and how people buy and all the things, so that I make it easier for me and for my people to be inside of my spaces and to actually understand why does some of the things that I do work and why does some of the things that I do maybe don't work that well. So I'm a nerd in sales psychology and like all of these things. So from that is understanding one of the things that you need to understand in your business for it to flow and for it to be so much easier for you in your energy. Because the thing is, when we don't know these things, we're in our head a lot. When we're in our head a lot, we're exhausted. When we're exhausted, we're not so creative. When we're not so creative, it's because we're disconnected from our channel. So how do we maintain that alignment as we, continue to grow into the business? So I'm in too much in the flow. Let me see what Kendra said. Yes, I'm too much in the flow, but I love the skeleton in the flow. I feel too much structure causes stress with shift work for now and on call for babies, but it's my old story. So make sure that you notice that today we're coming in with the lenses of the new story. So I'm so happy that you brought it in, Kendra, because we can look at this and say, oh, I don't want this, maybe that. I don't want to focus on this because of this. I don't want to focus on this because of that. Like, make sure that you come into these trainings with a new story and what you're actually creating in this world. Like, are you understanding that responsibility is a privilege? Or are you still in the story? For me, I'm going to share a little bit. My old story before was like, oh, I don't want more money because I don't want to compromise my energy. I don't want to compromise my peace. I'm too comfortable where I am. Like, I just don't care too much to go there because I don't want to jeopardize what I have. What I didn't know at the time is that what I had and the peace that I had and the flow that I had or whatever was because of the money that was coming in. It was because of the structures that I had so far. So more just meant more of that. Like, I feel like just having more meant that I had to be more CEO, that I had to be more structured, that I had to, maybe give more of my energy or whatever. And it's like, no, that was an old mentality and that old sabotage within me that said, if I grow, things cannot be more easy. If I grow, things get more complicated. And the thing is, like, if you grow, there's more responsibility, but with more growth comes more resources, more support. Like, when you say to the universe, hey, universe, I'm ready to build something incredible for the world, there is resources and support that come your way to be able to create that. And you get to create it in the way that you want to create it. So this is super important as we go through this business model to understand what kind of business you want to create, how much do you want to work, and how do you want to make it work for you, because you get to. So that was one of my old stories that sabotaged me for a very long time, when I was like, oh, I don't want this because I don't want to put more energy, I don't want to have too much responsibility, I don't have to sacrifice this, I don't have to be available too much. And it's like, that was an old story of mine that thought that more money meant in my old story more problems, but that's not the case. That was an old story of mine, and we get to work through that inside of Money Decoded. I'm super excited to reprogram those things with you if you have some of those weird stories. Okay, so why people buy? Three things. They buy because of your leadership. Inside of your business, people buy because of your leadership. They buy because of the way that you move, because of the way that you lead your business, because of the way that you lead yourself, because of the way that you move and act and be. This is one of the biggest pieces. Everybody wants to be around leaders. Leadership is magnetic. She moves like that. I want to move like that. She acts like that. I want to act like that. She leads herself that way. I want to lead myself that way. So I want to be in spaces where that is the standard. So it's understanding that when you're thinking about more sales, more conversion, how do I make my people buy more? How do I bring more flow? How do I allow myself to grow my sales? Is understanding this things that are the things that actually make people buy, that make people feel safe to buy. And one of the biggest ones, I'm going to give you three. One of the biggest ones, why people buy, it's because of the way that you lead yourself. Your courage, your bravery, your leadership, your emotional intelligence, your showing up, your presence, your consistency, like all of those things. And when I say consistency, by the way, like, not consistency like every day you're in there, it's like consistency within your own way of working. Okay, so people buy. Perfect. I love that. A structure so far, more growth, more resources. Something too much micromanaging. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't realize before, but without any structure, you can have flow because you have nothing to secure your flow. Yeah, exactly. You can't flow without structure because you're just flowing from one anxiety thought to another anxiety thought. You know what I mean? Anyway, so clarity in the structure gives us peace of mind, and peace of mind allows us to flow and be creative and show up excited. So, why people buy? Three things. First, your leadership. So, make sure that your leadership is on point, that you're doing the moves, that you're in integrity with your work, that you're leading yourself, that you're staying plugged in, that you're staying in alignment, the way that you move, and people are watching. They're watching you move, they're watching you. So, second, your heart, your authenticity, your energy. Like if you're showing up trying to be something, or if you're, afraid to show a side of you, if you are not really allowing yourself to be all you, like all of those things, when you don't allow yourself to be all you don't allow people to love you for all of you. And all of you has more space to be loved for, because let's say that you're only allowing yourself to be one color, for example, people can only love you for that color. But if you allow yourself to be all the colors of who you are, people can, so many more people can actually love you through all of those colors. So you give people more chances to love you. The more people see you, the more people love you. The more you show yourself, the more people can see who you are, the more people can love who you are. People buy because of your leadership, so make sure that you're making moves. People buy because of who you are, so make sure that you're showing yourself authentically and doing the work of what it takes to actually show up authentically, clear up any beliefs and any sabotage, weird actions that you do to not show up fully who you are. And then the third is they buy because of how you make them feel. People buy because of how they feel in spaces with you. So it's the same thing. I don't know if you've ever heard this in relationships. It's like we're not in love with the person that we're with. We're in love in the way that we feel with that person. And that's the same for sales. That's the same for building trust. Who is new here? I just saw somebody. Hi, Lisa. Hello, love. Welcome, welcome. So we're talking about why people buy in our business, and there's three things. They buy because of your leadership, so make sure that you're making the moves, that you're leading yourself, that you're in integrity with your work, that you're doing the thing, that you're going first. They buy because of who you are, so make sure that you're authentic and they clear any ridiculous thoughts that don't allow you to be seen and to feel safe to be seen. And then the last one is because of the way that you make them feel. And there's so much into that I'm not going to go over on this training, but understanding how you make people feel, understanding, what are, and this goes a little bit into branding as well, which I love to do with my clients, which is the understanding of what is the essence of your brand. What are the colors, the feelings, the emotions that your brand evoke on people. What is that language of the branding, so that people can resonate with that and they feel invited. So, like, for example, when you're dating somebody and you find somebody that you really like the way that you're with that person, because you become adventurous, and all of your weird sides comes out, and you can be all of yourself, and you can, they understand you and they see you and they love you. That's connection. That's magnetism. So people buy because of how you lead yourself, because of who you are, and because of how you make them feel and what feels possible for them inside of your spaces. Whether it's a very clear solution that you're providing for them in that moment, and they see themselves in that solution and they're like, oh my God, what is possible for me on the other side of that solution? Or because you are more like an energetic and an activator in the way that you make them feel and what's possible for them on that other side, and how they can become and how they can thrive in your spaces, that makes somebody buy. Is this landing? I'm just gonna go to the comments. So how is this landing, ladies? How are we? That's the first piece of the business. We have a second piece of the business, and then we go into sales. Is this landing? Yes, 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 yes. So I think it would be really interesting to go over all of these pieces and to ask yourself, from 1 to 10, where am I on this three? and then see where there is space for refinement, where there's space to lead more, where there's space to be more, where there is space to go deeper into the branding, to infuse these pieces about how you make people feel in your spaces and what's possible for them inside of your spaces. Okay. So that's why they buy. Now, how do they buy? When they come in and they entered your space and they're like, okay. So the biggest piece about how they buy is that you need to make it easy for them. You need to make it so easy for them to buy. Like, so easy. Because I don't know about you, but for me, it's like if you make it too complicated for me to buy, I, that tells me that your business in the back end is so complicated and I don't want it. It's like I admire people that have simplicity. Like I really value simplicity and clarity. So if you are make it so hard and complicated for me to buy, I'm just like not interested, not really interested. So one of the biggest things for your business is simplicity and clarity. So I always tell my team like I want easy to be the name of the game. Easy, clear, simple. So how do we make sure that it's easy for them to buy? I'm going to introduce you to this concept that I kind of came up with when I was teaching some of these things to my clients in the back end, in some of our masterminds, when I was teaching people about business models and about, client journey. And I was like, what is a way for you to understand it in a way that actually your brain goes like, I get it. So I'm going to introduce to you this concept of the Disney map. Disneyland map. So have you ever been to Disneyland? I want to know. Or like maybe you've been to like theme parks, like the big theme parks. Here we go. Yowza. Okay. Perfect. So when you go in and you're going to this big theme park, the first thing that you do or the first thing that they give you is they give you a map. They give you a map, right? And then you open it and you're like, look at the things that are available. Like, look at the things, right? So then you don't lose yourself throughout. There's always a map for Disneyland because otherwise you would literally completely lose your mind. Especially in the Disneyland, the one that has like Epcot and SeaWorld and is what is the other one? Animal Kingdom. Like there is so many themes within Disneyland. Like it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane what's going on inside of Disneyland. So I want you to look at your business as a Disney park, and your business model is the Disneyland map. You need to know the insides and outs of your park. The more you know your park and how it works, the better you are at putting a map for your people, and the easier it is for them to know how to navigate it. The thing is that we have sometimes not necessarily clarity around why do we have the business model that we have, and what is actually the business model that we have, and what is that client journey. And the client journey, so the business model is the actual like architecture of the park, and then the client journey is how you get to one point to the next. Like you're not going to put you're not going to put like the bathroom super far away from the food court because that makes no sense. Like you need to have a bathroom next to the food court. That makes sense. And that makes it that people can go to the bathroom and then can eat. And then you need to make sure that there is different food courts around, so there is not like a one food court a half an hour or 30 minutes or an hour away from the other one. So there actually goes a lot of attention and intention into creating this architecture of your park and creating it very intentional in a way that people can walk through it and understand, maybe I go here first, then I go here first, or if I start here, then I can go here, then I can go there. Is this landing? The more you know, I love that bathroom by the food court. You know what I mean? It's just, of course, of course. So the thing is that we need to look at our business model as the structure and the architecture of the park. So the business model can be really simple as like I have one offer. Perfect. It can be really simple as like I have two offers. Great. Or it can be as like I actually have Animal Kingdom, I have Epcot, and then I have SeaWorld. Beautiful. You need to be really, 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 really clear around the themes of the things that you've got going on in your business and how they connect with each other. What's the bigger theme? And you have to have tiers within your business model. So again, if somebody walks into your store or into the entrance of Disneyland, which would be your social media probably for most of you, where do they go to buy the ticket? Where do they go to get the map? So the first tier of your business can be the first tier could be a free offer. The first tier can be a webinar. The first tier can be a download, like a downloadable PDF, you know. And within that first tier, the first tier is going to lead you to the next tier. So the webinar can lead you into the program. Beautiful. The program could lead you into private work. Great. You know that within those tiers, the scalability of your business. So when you're like, you know, Daniela, I have this map going, I have this architecture going, and now I want to grow with more ease. All we got to do is to look at your structure and to say, okay, so what are the pieces that are scalable? So if the webinar, you can have as many people as you want. The next offer, you are able, and we can create it in a way that you have as many people as you want. But then the third tier, which is private mentorship, it's not scalable, meaning you cannot bring more than certain people at a time. Then what we need to do is we need to focus on the other piece. So you need to create your business in a way that gives you the way to actually create it in a way that you want it. What I will look at when you're creating your Disney map is that you ask yourself, what works for me? Like, do I like to teach a lot live? Do I like to talk a lot with my clients? Do I like more space? Do I like more ease? How often do I want to launch based on my lifestyle and the amount of hours that I have available for my business? What is my financial goals? Why you want to look at these things? Because these things will tell you the kind of business model that's going to work for you. These things are going to tell you the pricing within your business. So there's another thing that is creating your business in ascension model. So the webinar could be for free. It goes into the second tier of your business. And let's say that is $5. So then the next tier will be maybe 10 or 15. So all of a sudden, the pricing of your offers is not just like, I think I want to make it $5, or I think I want to make it 20. No, there's actually a strategy behind the pricing of your offers that allow your clients to go from one thing to the next, from one thing to the next. And then on top of that, we can add offers. Like I always have my clients that come into a line, for example, they have a bonus if they ever want to upgrade into private mentorship. The people that come into my 1 month intensive, which is one of my kind of teaser offers, they have an intensive to go into longer term private mentorship. So when somebody comes in to my entry, I already know where I want them to go. It's already set up. I don't have to think about it. I already know where I want them to go, what's next for them. I already know the promotions, the strategies for them to actually have a no-brainer ascension model into some of the other offers. Is this landing? I know this is a lot. Like I'm going deep. This is not a superficial training. This is like a real fucking training. I don't know where do they buy their ticket. I have a free download, a free next month, a free masterclass next month. Yes, next step is where I want to show up. So many options and offers. This is so good. Yeah. So then all of a sudden, like what I share, for example, on my social medias is not necessarily what happens in the back end. So I do a lot of back end sales. You're going to notice that there's things that I launch inside of this free Telegram group that I don't launch inside of social media because that's like one tier in more inside into my world. So there are things that don't make it to social media. They make it here and then I sell them here. So if you follow me on social media, you're never going to know the things that are happening here. There's a lot of back end sales in my clients. You come in and work with me at any capacity. There is ways that I make it super easy for you to continue to work with me. I share exactly where I help you and why you want to continue to work with me. And so there's a lot of sales that happen in the back end that you will never know here on Telegram. So it's understanding what are my front end offers, like what's my first level tier that leads into the second tier that leads into the third tier, and I can make it as easy as possible. I can have many layers within all of this, maybe different level ones that go into different level twos and different level threes. Like this can be as complex as we want it to be or as easy as we want it to be. But the moment you want to scale and the moment you want to grow with ease, we need to look at this roadmap and see where are your scalable offers and where are the ones that maybe go up in price because of close proximity. All of a sudden, you don't have to think so much about pricing. You don't have to over doubt yourself how to do this. Like, there's a way to do this that is actually very easy. You can just plug in what you want, how much you want to work, how you like working, and what is your financial goal. And all of a sudden, boom, like, do you want 10K revenue? Do you want 20K revenue? Do you want 50K revenue? There is ways to create a business that will actually lead you to that. But it's understanding, okay, I actually need to sit down and look at this so that when people come to me, I can give them the map. I know exactly where they go. So if they go to your social media, do they know where to go? Like, are your social medias streamlined in a way that, like, they invite you? For example, if you go to our social media, you go to the podcast. That's one of our first year entry levels. You go to Telegram, which is first year level 100%. And then from there, I invite you to go a little bit deeper. We have master classes that lead into other things. Now we're going to have the membership that leads into other things. So it's always an ascension model and it's always in alignment to the results that you want to give your clients, what you support your clients with, and how you work best. The Disney roadmap. Again, all of this, and even for me, like, I'm always refining this roadmap within my business. I'm always, shifting and aligning and making things work for me. Sometimes I try things that maybe don't work, and maybe I try other things that maybe I like, but I don't want to repeat. So there's always constant growth and evolution when it comes to the Disney roadmap. And I always love to have my mentors, to look at it and to mastermind that with my mentors, because it's not just my eyes, but also their eyes. So again, this is what we do inside of the 90-minute intensive, where I get to look at, maybe you already have a Disney roadmap, but you want to refine it. You want to expand it. You want to shift it, align it, all of those things. And we get to do those things together inside of the call. And also, we get to cover some of that in the training that I'm going to do for all of you who are inside of my mastermind aligned. So how is that landing? I'm just going to give you a second. Get some water. Like, in order to drive traffic in our business, we need to know, where do we want the traffic to go? And then next what? And then next what? Again, as simple or as deep and rich as we want it to be. So how are you ladies feeling so far? Is this helpful? When you understand your business model, then we can go deep into the client journey. And the client journey is understanding, okay, what do I teach? And how do I want my people to move through it? How do I want to split it up in different offers or in different types of containers, or all of those things, so that my people get support in what they need in order to get to where they want, in order to get results in our world? It gets to be super fun. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. let me see. Now to start and get more clear. Yeah. These are a lot of the times things that we actually don't know. Like, have you ever been taught this way? Or maybe you already knew, about your business model and about your client journey and about your flow and your and here's the thing, like sometimes funnels is such a like big word, or like I don't know, such a rigid word, but it's like funnels is understanding like how are people coming in? Like if you have like imagine all these people that come to Disneyland. If it didn't have a roadmap where to go, like it would be a fucking disaster. Like it would be just a mess. Imagine how many people need to be around telling people where to go and what to do if you didn't have a roadmap. It would be just a disaster. So a funnel is understanding, okay, so my people are coming in through the podcast, and then after the podcast, they go into this free master or free master class or webinar or whatever. After that webinar, they're going to go into some of these programs or that program, and then that program is going to sell them into my high tickets. Or how does actually all of this gets to move, and it gets to be so easy, but it's understanding, okay, what is the teaser of your offer, what is the offer, and where are they going, so you can actually make it super easy for them to buy. And making it easy for them to buy, yes, it's understanding the Disney map, but also like the links need to be there, the things, if they want it, like make it so that it's just a link and a click, and it's like click on the link, do the thing, buy the thing, yay, I'm in. Just like make it super easy for people to buy. The point for me is to commit to one thing that I feel is good for me and continue in this way. Yeah, sometimes we need to actually allow ourselves to commit to something 100%. But I think one of the things is understanding that not just because you commit to that now, you're going to commit to it forever. So you get to try that now and then implement more things as you go. And then also sometimes the lack of commitment because of the lack of clarity that you actually get behind that product. Yes, I see some improvements to make and easier for people to buy, and mostly right now about my messaging, not speaking in tongues. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to messaging. Okay. So how do they buy? Make it easy for them to buy. Make it clear for them to buy. Know your Disney roadmap, which is like literally the foundation of your business. Like it's so important to know what's the flow of your world. And then tell them what to do and tell them where to go. Like seriously, tell people where to go and what to do. I'm selling this, message me for the link. The class is going to start. Here's where to get the results. Like you're going to notice, like for example in Legacy, like here's the homework, here's day one, here's when we start, here's the things. Like you always know what to do and where to go, because that feels super safe. That feels like somebody actually thought about my way of navigating this masterclass. Somebody actually thought of my way of navigating the mastermind. Like I love welcoming people into my world, sending gifts and flowers, and their interaction with my team, and the conversations that when they come into masterminds, the conversation with my team that they get as a welcome, as they come in part of the mastermind, where my team tells them where to go and what to do. Like we have so many things that we can add on within the customer journey that allows us to support all those touch points within the roadmap. So it gets to be really fun. So that's how they buy. So we just covered why they buy and how they buy. And now we're going to go into energetics of sales. Are we ready for that? If you're watching the replay, comment replay so I know that you're watching. If you're interested on this 90-minute session where we literally go over all of this for you, we understand why people buy from you. What are you selling? How are you selling it? What is your mark in terms of like, what are your offers and what are they leading into and what is the pricing and what is the messaging, like for you to feel so freaking clear on what you're doing. These sessions are amazing. So let me know if you want one of them. Okay. Energetics of sales. Let's go. Ready? 100%. Let's go. All right. So the first thing of the energetics of sales is that There's nothing more magnetic than somebody that feels really confident around the results that they provide for their people. Confidence is magnetic. Why? Because confidence is safety. Somebody that is very confident feels really safe. And somebody's like a little cryptic or, using a lot of words or, you know, there's an energetic mismatch based on, what they say they can get you or where they say they are, getting you to, but how they feel like if there's any mismatch energetically around your results and what you get for people that gets you into lack of confidence, people will hesitate to buy and they will wait until they feel safe to buy from you. So we get confidence from, of course, leading ourselves. We get confidence from knowing that we've done incredible things in this world and remembering those things that, got us here. We get confidence from remembering what our work has done for us and how we are the testimony of our work. And we also get confidence from fucking clarity around what we help people with. Like, gets me to the next thing. It's like when you're sold on your own offer, it is so much more easier for you to sell, and it is so much more easier for you to receive compensation for that thing that you're selling. When you're not sure if you're going to get people's results, when you're not sure how this thing is going to work out, when you're just not sure, your confidence drops and your energetic receivership, container shrinks a little because of self-protection. So you've got to feel really safe around allowing these people to come in to get their results and to be in your world. You also got to be able to know or to feel safe to handle things that don't go right and not make it mean anything about you. This is why being an aligned mastermind is so powerful, because there's so many things that are going to happen along the way as more people come into your world. But knowing that you're going to be okay, knowing that you can be neutral through all of this and that has nothing to do with you as long as you're doing your part, it's a key element for you to continue to receive and not close off when more value is coming into your world. So get really clear around what do you help people with, which is one of the things that I help my clients do, which because I'm able to channel their brilliance into their business and into their offers. Like, get really clear around your end result. Get really clear around the solution that you provide for people, whether it's a tangible one or an intangible one. It doesn't matter. But what is it? And you get to look at this a little bit, going over the clients that you've had before and the experiences that people have had in your world, and even you, the results that you have gotten for yourself based on your work. And then you understand, okay, there's a common thread here that it's actually that result that happens. And there's another thing that is important to know, and I want to share this with you. Everybody that comes into my world, I know that they get impacted in many areas, in many ways. And sometimes that impact creates instant results. And sometimes that impact takes a little bit longer to get a result. But there is always a result. Because I tell you something, when somebody comes, for example, into my world and they get in alignment, they clear self-sabotaging beliefs. They store new beliefs about who they are and what they're capable of. They restore the ability to welcome money and to welcome money and to feel safe with money. They restore their ability to listen to their own channel and to be radiant in their own energy. Maybe there is not instant results because maybe they didn't have the pathways ready for money to come through really easily, but it will happen because of the women that they become, because of who they remember to be, because of how they begin to behave, because how they begin to move, because how they begin to lead. So sometimes when people come into your world, depending on where they are going to get the results like this. There are some other people that will take a little bit longer to get the results, but they will get it. So are you able to hold and back your work, no matter what? That is super important. Can you hold everybody's divine timeline as you do your job and show up and do and share and deliver your work and not make it mean anything about you. That is super important. I try to control so much the people that were around me. I try to control the results so much because I cared so much. But what I didn't understood is like by doing that, I was actually enabling more people to come into my world and to navigate their own ways. If in my world I'm doing more work for you that you're doing for yourself, it's not going to work. So I need to let go and trust my work. It's going to land for you. My job is to deliver it. My job is to get really clear on what is the thing that I'm delivering and how it works for people. And their job is to receive it and imply and apply it. It's so true doing your work for people, but detach yourself at the same time. Oi, all about the becoming. Yes. Yep. Am I saying this right? 100%. 100%. Right. So confidence is a magnet. So your energy, your flow, your the way that you feel about yourself, like the more you pour into you, the more you can pour into people. So this is super important in sales because I always ask myself, would I invest in the energy that my park is plugged into? Would I invest in coming into my own park? When things sometimes are not selling in my world, it's because maybe I'm just a little bit out of the game. Maybe I'm not doing my job. It's to be inspired, to be in the game, to be on, to be plugged in. And it doesn't mean that I have to overwork and always be on. That doesn't mean like that. But it's like I get paid to have my theme park on, whether I'm actively on or not. But it's like I'm in it. It's alive. It's here. This is why like spaces like the membership, where you are always constantly working on your energy, on your confidence, on your alignment. It's so important because that contributes to sales, that contributes to your energy, that contributes to you being more magnetic. So confidence in sales is super important, and confidence comes from all of the things that I mentioned, plus what are you selling? What is the result that you're here for? And are you completely sold on your program, on your work, on the thing that you're selling? Because when you are and you know that this is changing people's lives without a doubt, you sell out so much more easier. So what needs to shift and change in order for you to get behind the results that you provide for people? And here's even the interesting thing about it. It's like not only get behind the results that you're getting for people, but also do you trust that they can get the results without you being mothering them, they're available all the time? Like, do you trust in the things that you share and that they can get a result without you having to do the thing or control the thing or whatever? And that's how you get to grow the business, when you're behind your work, but you're not feeling like you need to overgive to get people a result. So you can overgive from abundance, but not from fear that they won't get the results that they desire. The last thing that I want to mention for sales, the last thing for today. How are you feeling so far? Who's here? Is that somebody new? Jody, my love. We're talking about sales today. Welcome. I don't think you have been live in Legacy so far. So hello. Hello, my love. Okay. So Lelia, you're part of the membership. It just clicked. Yes, we were celebrating this morning that you were coming into the channel membership. Yes. I am so excited. I'm celebrating you. I am so excited. You're in for 6 months. It's gonna be amazing. I am super excited. Super excited. Okay, so how is this conversation feeling for everybody? Yes. We have the comment thread, Jody, because I don't know if you've ever been live inside of Telegram. It's a whole new world. Okay. How are you feeling so far? I'm gonna recap a little bit, okay? And then I share with you last thing that I want to say. So today we talked about the things that make it so that you can sell with more ease. You have more capacity in your world without necessarily doing more. We talked about you as a CEO, the business itself, and the energetics of sales. The you is the piece about your structure. What does your week look like? What does your task as a CEO of the company do look like? And how do you structure yourself throughout so you're not all over the place and thinking, what do I do? Where do I go? What's going on? The second thing that we talked about was why people buy. Within your business, why people buy. People buy because of your leadership, because of who you are, and because of how you make them feel inside of your world. And I share with you how you can see and improve within those areas. Then we also talked about how people buy and how important it is to make it so that people find it so easy to buy in your world, like so clear, so easy. Here is the thing. From here you go to here. From here you go to here. Like it's so nice to sign up for something because you finally found the link. Like the link was right there. You sign up, and then there's a beautiful welcome email that told you exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it. And you're like, I'm set. Beautiful. So how do we create a easy to buy, fun, beautiful journey inside of our business to know what is our Disneyland roadmap? So we talked about the Disneyland roadmap, which is understanding what is your business model. How do I navigate your world? Do you know how your world moves within your world? Like, what is your entry offer? What is your second level entry offer? What is your third level entry offer? And how do they sell into each other? And how does somebody navigate your world in a way that you have created it so that they get the best results out of being with you? How do you create it so it is an ascension model? And within the price points, it makes it so that it's easy for them to ascend. Okay. And then the last thing is that you tell them what to do and you tell them where to go. Always telling people, go watch my podcast, and the podcast, go into my Telegram, in the Telegram, go into this new offer. Like always tell people where to go and how to navigate your world. They want you. They want what you've got. They want to know. They want to search. So in your comments, message me if you want, the link to this training, or message me if you want to know more about this. Like if I land in your page, would I know what to do? Is your link tree all set up to where you have more content to learn from you? Start here. There's also cross promotion that I didn't even go into. There's so much into. By the way, we're doing a in-depth training with this instead of a line mastermind next month. And then I'm also, if you want to go and have a one-on-one with me, a deep 90-minute session about all of this so that we can look at your business, let me know. But it's like cross promotion is like, okay, so somebody goes to the podcast and they go into the free community, and then they go into my social media, and then my social media goes into the Telegram, and the Telegram goes into this program goes into the other program. So it's cross promotion around your world. Is how do we have the Disneyland roadmap, and how do people can navigate it and have an incredible, amazing, delicious time inside of your world? Yes. The last thing that we were talking about are the energetics of sales. So in the energetics of sales, here it is. You found it. Yeah. So inside of the energetics of sales, the first thing to sell is your confidence. Seriously, like somebody that is so confident about what they're sharing, like it just sells itself. You know what I mean? Like words just come out of your mouth. When your confidence and you know that this is going to change somebody's life and you know what's the end result. So for example, some of the things that we've been working with Jody and Nicolina, like some of my clients, is to really understand what is that end result that they're giving for their clients. Like what is the thing that they're actually getting their clients into, because a lot of the times we get caught up in like pain point marketing, or the messaging is a little bit off, or the messaging is too fluffy that we don't really understand like what happens in your world. So the more clear you are on the results that you give your client for you and for them, the more confidence you have in it, the more you can stand behind your results whether somebody's getting the results right away or a little bit later or whatever it is, the more you can let go of your work and allow people to come in and interact with your world without you having to control it. And then the more space you have to get more people inside of your work, because you're not controlling the results of everybody and then waiting to see if everybody gets results so that they can validate you. It's a trap. It has to be the other way around. You validate you behind your results, you create this beautiful world for people to step into, and that creates confidence and clarity around this mastermind is for you. If this mastermind is, going to get you here, this mastermind, it's going to create these things for you. Why is important to join now? Why is for you? How am I the best person to share these things? Like, to be really clear around the offers that you have. The last thing that I want to say is long-term game. And we talked about this yesterday. Long-term game. At the beginning, I remember I saw so many coaches saying, I post about my one-on-one and then it got filled. And I was like, what? So then I went into the same. So I was like, oh, I have a one-on-one spot for my private mentorship, and then crickets. And then I was like, oh, nobody wants it. I'm not selling. Sales are not coming in. It's not working. And then a week later, I'll be like, oh, I have a program. And then I will launch the program. The first day, nobody bought. Crickets. And I would say, like, I'm not selling. Sales are slow. Sales are slow, and people don't really want this. It's not working. And that was exhausting. So the way that I shifted this is that I realized, I heard somewhere, which I'm sure you've heard this before, that people need to see your things like up to 16 to 18 times before they actually realize that you're talking to them. And I was like, So repetition. Uh-huh. So instead of posting one time and saying, hey, I have a one-on-one session, if you want it, I posted it and I said, I'm available for it. The next day I said, hey, I have a one-on-one session if you want it, and here's the way. And I do it in different ways. Maybe it's a video, maybe it's a post, maybe it's an email. And after a week, some people begin to reach out. And I'm like, I think it's working. Same freaking offer. People just didn't see it until they saw it. Long-term game. A long-term game. You cannot post something, and what if somebody didn't see it that day because they were having something about their lives? And what if they saw it? Because it happens to me a lot. What if I see it and I want to work with that woman, but I have so many things going on. I'm leading a class. I have some other things. I take I will eventually. Sometimes I even, hey, can you send me the link? And then they send me the link. Like, I'm making an investment tonight or tomorrow, because I asked the lady about this offer maybe like a couple of days ago. I think it was 4 days ago, where I asked it. I want more information. I hadn't replied to her because we had so much going on in the business. I replied to her, I think it was yesterday night, finally, and I said, hey, perfect. Can you just send me the link? Because that's how I buy. I haven't said anything again. I'm not ghosting. I have so many things to do. Like, I was preparing for this class. We have Money Decoded on Friday. There's a lot of things going on. I'm going to buy. I have the link. I'm going to go buy. But so if this woman the next day would have been like, oh, she's ghosting, she's not doing it. Like, another thing that has happened to me is, like, I post something and I send a link to somebody, and then they take a little bit long, and I could easily say, oh, they're not going to buy. But what has happened also is that woman, it's happened many times, that a lot of the times when people don't respond to me right away is because they're thinking they didn't want that offer, they want actually a higher offer. So I've had people reach out for links for, my low ticket offers, and all of a sudden after a few days say, you know what, Daniela, I actually want to go for private mentorship. You know what, Daniela, I actually want that with the VIP. So they just needed a little bit more time to figure it out where they wanted to put their money and how they wanted to move. Or maybe they have things that are going on in their lives. You're not the only thing that's going on in their lives. So that's the thing. You know what I mean? So long game, long game. Put your offers out there and stay open. It's so easy to put it out there, not have immediate validation, and then close the portal. feminine energetics is allowing yourself to be in it for the long game, to be available for at all times. I know that I'm a match to so many things, but if I, for example, launched yesterday the membership, and if I didn't see 20 people jump in right away, what if I pull back, and then the energy is going to reflect that pull back, but I'm not pulling back, I'm open. And I know that if we don't, 20 people maybe come in, 50 people maybe come in, and then we have Money Decoded. The people that are Money Decoded are probably going to upgrade into that, and then I'm going to launch it again publicly. And there's so many opportunities for people to jump in. It's not just today. Stay for the long game. Stay for the long game. Stay for the long game. Stay for the long game, so that your body can relax. Things are working. It's working. You're selling. You're showing up. Remember what your tasks are as a CEO. Remember the schedule that you have throughout the week, and focus on making your world fucking fantastic. Focus on working on your confidence and making your confidence the most important thing of how you show up, your energy, and things are adding up, and things are working, and things are coming. So this is how we stay in alignment. My lovely ladies, until tomorrow, you have the opportunity to come into the channel membership, be part of the channel membership, and start with Money Decoded tomorrow. Until tomorrow, you have the options for the $67 a month for the 6 months of the channel. Otherwise, the price goes up to $89 a month or $697 for the year. And for Align, tonight is the last round to come into the 90-minute audit, the 90-minute session with me to go over your Disneyland roadmap and all the things. If you want to just have the single session, let me know. I also have available a 1-month intensive. That's one of my most famous and fast, rapid forward, offers. I believe is where my clients get the most results and the fastest results. So if you're ready to fly, that 1-month intensive might be for you. And other than that, I am so happy that you were here. Was this helpful at all? My God, it's crazy. All the people I met, I clicked with at least this month are all Virgo. Oh my gosh. Why are we talking about Virgo? Half of this community, half of our community inside of the GA world are Virgos. Like, for some reason, I just attract so many Virgos. Love it, love it, love it. So how are you feeling? One word drop of the way that you feel right now in this moment. Was this helpful? These are things that you can implement basically right away. And when we're cleared about these things, we can have fun. You can allow things to compound and grow, So how are we feeling? It makes me feel faithful, supported, inspired, and grateful. Those are amazing words, you guys. Abundance. That's how I want you to feel in my world. Like, I want you to feel supported. I want you to feel activated. I want you to feel grateful. I want you to feel inspired, on fire, aligned, connected. Yes, 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 yes. So who's coming on Friday to Money Decoded? Jody, I send you the link for Money Decoded. So that I don't know if you already joined, because we are going to talk money, money, money. It's going to be amazing. Who's excited for that? Yay! Perfect, perfect. This is so exciting. For those of you who are watching the replay, drop a replay so I know that you're watching the replay. And me too. Amazing. I want you to, whether you're watching the replay or watching right now, that you share this masterclass, share this space with somebody in your life that needs it. Whether they act on it or don't act on it, share this space with somebody that needs this words, with somebody that needs this support. Whether it was day one for somebody that has forgotten to dream, It was day 2 for somebody that needed to remind themselves their legacy and what they're here to do and how to stay plug in the game. Or maybe today that they needed a little bit of a structure within the business to remember all the things that they already know and go back and say, okay, here's where we need some refinement. Here is where the work is, and it gets to be fun. Share with your people. Share with your people. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being part of Legacy Masterclass. Thank you so much. I hope that you had a blast. Just have one question. What is it? Love. I hope you had a blast. I hope that you take so many nuggets out of this time together and that you just go back to this as many times as you need to. This masterclass is going to be available here inside of this free community this week for sure. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep it inside of the community or if I'm going to take it out and resell it. I don't know. It will definitely be part of the membership though, because I will add it to the membership masterclass bonus. If you're in a line and you're private mentorship and private client, of course you get it. But I don't know yet if it's going to stay here in this free space. I will let you know very soon. But at least this week, you can go back to these trainings and listen again and again and again. If we buy the membership now, we have money decoded too. Yes, you do. Yes. You get it. You get it. You get it. You get it. Because the membership, it starts with money decoded on Monday. So the moment you buy the membership, you go into Money Decoded Telegram chat, and we take off with the 10 days of Money Decoded inside of the membership. Those who are inside of the membership will stay for the integration and the extra trainings that come after the 10 days. And for those of you who are only in Money Decoded, then you will be Money Decoded. But for those of you who are inside of the membership, you get the replays of Money Decoded, you get all of those trainings, lifetime access, and you also get extra bonus trainings throughout the month for the whole membership integration shebang. So, yes. Yes. Con mucho gusto. Con mucho gusto. Going back for the replay. Yes. So thank you so much. I would love your feedback. I'm going to open a thread with the feedback for you to tell me what was your first piece, what was your favorite piece of the masterclass, what were your biggest takeaways, what was your favorite day, what did I talk about that day, what do you take with you. It's a feedback thread, and in that feedback thread, I'm going to give a gift. I'm going to do a giveaway with everybody that comments on that thread around what was your feedback, what was your takeaway, what did you love the most, all of it. I'm going to open a new comment thread for you to do that, and then I'm going to give the giveaway this weekend. So as an amazing giveaway, so go all in, and as many entries as you want will give you entries inside of the giveaway. So if you comment, not just like hello, how are you, Daniela, but if you comment, 3, for example, up to 3 great things is 3 entries. So each entry will count as an entry inside of the giveaway, and we will do the giveaway on the weekend. So that's that. All right, my loves, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of Legacy, and I'll see you very soon inside of other containers. But if you feel complete for now inside of the DA world, it was a lovely delight to have you, and I hope you come back again soon. Bye, my loves. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.